This video is brought to you by the 3 Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou, and welcome to The Spill in about 3 minutes. It has a solo mode, it's a game for 1 to 4 players, playing time is medium, and it's a pretty simple game. There has been another industrial accident on a major oil rig. Can you and the members of your task force contain the oil before it does too much damage? You all lose the game if you have at least 1 of each animal type in sickbay, 3 of the same animal type in sickbay, or there are 6 spillouts in play. You all win if you manage to complete all of the win conditions in the card you have chosen for this game. Variable player powers. Each character has their own unique powers. Dice. The game revolves around these dice representing oil and weather. Card management. You have a small pool of special cards to manage as a group. Player turn. Every game of the spill is played with 4 characters. If you are playing the game with less players, you will either have to play multiple characters or share control of some. Each character has a reference board with their special power on it. You take your ship token and these 5 tokens that are placed on top of each card. They are connected to the weather dice. Start the turn by drawing a number of dice from the bag as shown by the big oil drop marker. Let's ignore the blue weather dice for now. Grab any dice in the extra action pool too. Take these dice and drop them into the tower. They should end up in one of the 4 quadrants. Let's cheat and put all 4 dice in this one quadrant. We take them one at a time and assign them to the matching number on the outer ring. If you end up with the same spot as an animal, flip it to its oil covered side. If all 3 spaces in a row are filled up, place a spillout marker. Advance this marker each time a spillout happens. Note this is also a way you can change the game's difficulty. On your character's turn, you will have 4 action points, and you can take the same action multiple times if desired. The first action is to push back the oil. This returns the oil dice to the draw bag. Alternatively, you can remove the oil for 3 action points. Removed oil goes here. You can rescue a clean animal for 1 action point, and an oil-soaked animal for 2 actions. Those rescued animals go here without changing their sides. This can be relevant for various victory cards, and you can spend an action to move your boat 1 or 2 sectors. You can also get up to 2 extra action points, but this means you'll be dropping extra dice next turn. If an animal is still soaked at the end of your turn, it goes to sickbay. If you collect the full row of animals, gain an orange cube. The same is true when you collect a column of oil dice. These cubes charge up these cards, which can be used for their special power and then discarded. Draw a replacement though. Finally, a note about the weather dice. When one of these is drawn, players flip over the matching marker on their sheet, and then turn it over at the end of their turn, meaning all players get hit by it once. Their effects are from left to right. You cannot use resource cards, you cannot use your character's special power, your movement's reduced by 1, it costs 1 more action point to rescue animals, each player gains a bonus action point, or immediately drop 3 more oil into the well. Once your character's turn is done, it is the next character's turn. Why would you like this game? The spill has quite a few things going for it. The first is a heroic and family-friendly theme. You'd have to be a rather odd sausage to find something wrong with rescuing animals from an oil spill. There's a bunch of different player powers you can choose from, as well as the resource cards. All of this gives you different levers to pull on throughout the game. And the variable win conditions are a nice touch. The hard ones are quite hard. The tower is a neat system, and unlike King of Monster Island, the dice don't fly everywhere when it's used. All up, the spill is a low complexity co-op that is reasonably solid without being spectacular. Yet, because of its theme and variable win conditions, could be a great hit for families and casual gamers. The best thing about this game is its table presence. The tower and how it works is very eye-catching. However, my big gripe about the game is how bound it is to 4 characters, and how much each character really has to look after their own sector. You can't roam the board very much, which means it's hard to be responsive at times. Also, the tower makes it a bit of a pain to set up and pack up. An obvious comparison is to the modern classic co-op Pandemic, and for another game with a dice drop system, try King of Monster Island. The Spill, not quite as cool as it looks. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.